comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So we're getting some work done in the house today. The builder that I've been in several arguments with, he's back over, and all that needed to be done today was getting a fucking handrail moved about half a meter. They got here at 10 a.m. and it is now 9:15 p.m. and the work has not stopped all day. There's been fucking grinding, welding, drilling, jackhammering. I don't know what the fuck is going on down there. I'm really not even fucking interested. It looked like they were finished at about fucking 5 p.m. and somehow it's been dragged out for another 4.5 hours. It's still going. There's going to be some grinding and jackhammering in this. But when I was making a tea earlier, I stood there and watched them for a little while. So what they're doing is they are taking a handrail for like the stairs. It sort of bends around. It's hard to explain. So it bends inside the kitchen. And what they're doing is they're chopping it off and making it bend the other way. So it gives an extra like meter because they want a bigger dining table or something like that. It's a very simple job. You just cut the fucking hand railing. There's 3 steel pipes. Just cut it all, redo it, whatever. But I was standing there watching them and they were doing some welding. And it's just some guy with a welder. And the 2 other guys are watching him weld. And the guy with the welder is not wearing a fucking mask or anything. He's just got some reading glasses on. And the 2 other guys are watching him weld as well. I mean, watching the spark. All 3 of them are standing around casually just staring at the welder's spark. I'm like, that's not fucking good for your eyes, is it? And the other thing, I should have fucking taken a picture. I don't know why I didn't take a picture. But the welder, you know how with electrical appliances, you generally have a plug and you plug the plug into the socket. That's generally what happens when you have electrical appliances. Well, they had no plug on the end of this welder. They just had the wires and they put the wires into the plug holes. This is India. They're wearing thongs as well. Fucking flip-flops. Flip-flops, a business suit, reading glasses to protect your eyes from the arc of the welder, and just some wires jammed into the fucking plug hole. I would love to know how many construction deaths there are per year in India. It would have to be a lot. It would be a fucking lot. I saw this guy the other day. He was rendering the outside of the building and he was hanging by a rope. A rope was attached to somewhere on top of the building. There was a guy up there as well. He was his spotter. So there's a rope attached somewhere on top of the building and it's over the edge of the building. He's about 4 or 5 stories high. And at the end of the rope, there's just a stick and he's sitting on the stick. So there's a stick tied to the end of the rope and that's what he's sitting on, and that's basically his harness. That's his safety harness, the stick. And then next to him is a bucket hanging from another rope with the cement in it so he can render. And the lights just went out, so I don't know. The lights just went out. All the fucking lights, so I suppose the fucking welder's dead now. And no one can save him because he's fucking blind. Oh, here they are. They've come back on. They've resuscitated the welder. Construction in India is the fucking best. It is wild. It's the fucking Wild West out here. It's like it was back in the day when construction first started. You know that famous photo of those guys? I think it's in New York. Those construction workers in New York. And they're on their lunch break and they're sitting on a big steel beam, just having some fucking smoko. It's like that here now. Except that instead of like 8 people sitting on the beam, there's like 48 Indians just hanging on. I'm also trying to get a pull-up bar installed on the roof so I can start doing some fucking morning pull-ups, kill 4 birds with 1 stone, get a little bit of sunlight into my eyes, get a little bit of vitamin D, get a little bit of exercise, and I don't know what the 4th bird is, but it's something. So I'm trying to explain to the builder, I want it installed, but we're going to have to use some Dynabolts for it. And he's like, yeah, we'll put some screws in it. And I'm like, no, we need Dynabolts. What the fuck is the word for a Dynabolt here? Because what I don't want happening is them drilling a hole into the fucking cement, filling it with fucking tissue in it, putting a wood screw in there, and then the fucking Boyle's 5 pull-ups into his morning session, fall off, fracture a vertebrae, and the fucking pull-up bar falls on my head. That's how I see it playing out. But he told me not to worry, so I'm not worrying. He said, don't worry. I know. And I was like, do you know in the same way you know there's meant to be a plug on the end of that welder? But it's just been all fucking day today. I was forced to go for a run. I hate running more than anything in the world, and I was forced to go out for a run. I've been for one run since I was in India, and that was during the lockdown, so there was no fucking traffic or anything. It was a very nice, peaceful run. I was injured for like the next week afterwards. I couldn't move my hip, and I just felt stiff and fucked. It wasn't good. So today, I just needed to get away from the fucking noise. So I'm like, I'm going for a run, and it's not lockdown anymore. It's fucking wild out there, and it is very unsafe to be jogging along the street in India. Not only are you dodging cars, fucking tuk-tuks, motorbikes, cunts coming the wrong direction, trucks, exhaust fumes just blowing directly into your face, people spitting out bus windows, cows, you've got fucking mangy street fucking rabid dogs chasing after you. You got people staring at you. The sun is beaming down on my bald fucking head. It's not like a pleasant jog. It's like you're running for your life. It's like you're trying not to die. That's what the jog is about. It's not about fitness. It's about not dying for half an hour. And there's no fucking footpaths here, so you're on the road. I mean, there are footpaths, but they're not consistent enough to jog on. Like, you could jog on the footpath for like 10, 20 meters, and then you would have to make a like 4.5 meter leap over a collapsed sewage drain, and then you would get another 3 meters before you had to leap over a mound of dirt. Shit like that. But I jogged for half an hour, and I haven't done that in a long time, and my hip's fucked again. I can't even walk up the stairs. I don't know what's going on with my jogging, but my left hip is stiff. But I need to start running because I was listening to the Huberman podcast. You know how I was telling you not long ago that it's on you now to find people you trust. Like, you can't trust any of the institutions. You can't trust basically everyone on the internet. So it's on you to find people you trust. Well, Andrew Huberman from the Huberman Lab is now my go-to guy for anything health, fitness, body, mental, fucking all that shit. He's my go-to guy. I'm not listening to anyone else besides him because now he's given me 2 things that really fucking work. That getting the sun in your eyes in the morning, I do that and that works. And also today, because there was so much fucking construction going on, the jackhammering next door, these cunts try not to kill each other downstairs. I had to block out noise somehow. And on the Huberman podcast, he said if you listen to low-level white noise while you're trying to do some work, like concentrated work, apparently it helps you a lot. So I'm like, fuck, I need to block out this noise. So I chucked the headies on and played some low-level white noise while I was doing my writing. And instead of doing like 20 minutes of work and then fucking around for half an hour and then doing another 5 minutes of work and then fucking around for an hour and a half after that, I did like 2.5 hours of solid, concentrated, undistracted work. It was fucking insane. I'm doing it every day now. I was focused. All that shit that goes on in your fucking head, that was all out the window. It was just like fucking white noise and look at what you're doing. It was great. So that's 2 things he's given me. And he also said you should do like 3 days of weights training and you should do 2 days a week of endurance training, like running or level 2 fucking training. So I'm going to start doing that now. So I need to start running. There's no other thing I can do. Skipping, every time I do skipping, I fucking tear my calf. But yeah, I don't know if you did a cost to benefit analysis on the risk of running in the Indian streets and the benefit to your health. I don't know if that would come out in a positive. So I may have to find some other way to do some cardio. And there's no way I'm riding a cycle in the Indian streets. You see the cunts riding cycles here, and it's like you are on a suicide mission. Cunts are riding cycles like bicycles on the freeways here. It's fucking nuts. Anyway, that will do for tonight. But before I go, what I want to do is I want to send a huge fucking shout out to my man over there in New South Wales, Australia, Josh Collins, who has signed up as the very first ever Rich Cunt Patreon. I really never thought I was going to get a Rich Cunt Patreon ever. It was done mainly as a joke. But Josh Collins has come through like the fucking badass he is. And he sent me a message today and he's like, I'm going to join your Patreon. I'm like, thanks, man. That would be fucking, I appreciate it. And he's like, I'm going to join up as a rich cunt. And I thought he was joking. And he's like, nah, you deserve it. I'm going to sign up as a rich cunt. And I'm like, are you an actual rich cunt though? Or are you just a high cunt? Like if you've been doing a few lines and having a few drinks and you're getting a little bit frisky. And he's like, don't worry about it, man. I'm good for it. I'm just going to take it out of the child support money I meant to pay my ex-wife. And I'm like, well, your money's welcome here. So once again, big shout out to Josh Collins, the first rich cunt Patreon. I'm not saying I value rich cunts more than the rest of you. I love all of you equally. But if Josh Collins fucking messages me, I will throw my baby into traffic to reply. That's all I'm saying. But I love you all equally. So anyway, that's it for tonight. And I'll see you the fuck later.